So, I guess yesterday we left off on the whole shingles EBV situation. Yeah, I ended up with that, and it was all due to stress, and it was from work. So let me tell you guys, don't let yourself get too stressed at work because at some point or another it will come back and bite you in the butt. So after that, I ended up having gastric sleeve surgery because, I thought, okay, well, I could totally stand to lose my weight that, I've put on over the years. And I've always been a really chunky girl from the very beginning of life. To me, I chalk it up to genes. My family entirely were all big bone structured, so that's just kind of how it is. So I ended up getting the gastric sleeve surgery done. And at the same time, I also had a slight hernia. They fixed it at the same time. Went to Marina Del Rey Hospital down in LA. It was amazing. They treated you so great. They attended to you. They made me get up and walk, which was a great relief because I was filled with CO2 again, and I thought, oh Lord, I'm going to have a really bad effect again. So after that was all said and done, I did lose some weight. Granted, it wasn't a lot, and I thought it would help with my fatigue, but obviously having chronically active EBV within my body kind of makes it really hard to get that fatigue back if I can't get my EBV to go back dormant. So I've been taking tons and tons of different vitamins. They have helped a little bit. I have gained back some of my energy. Not as much as I'd like, but naturally, you can't always have everything you had before. So we ended up, after that, finding out I had a hiatal hernia. And probably due to the fact that I didn't eat enough protein after the surgery to build the strength of my muscles, because you lose your muscle strength if you don't eat enough and drink enough protein after any gastric surgery. So I chalked it up to being that was the reason. Plus, I did a lot of crunches before that. I guess crunches were supposed to flatten my tummy, which it didn't. But nonetheless, I ended up having my hiatal surgery done at the end of 2019. Also, in 2019, I discovered I kept seeing white spots. And I was obviously 38 at the time, and when they noticed it, it was the end of, it was before my birthday, before my 39th birthday. And they were concerned that I might have cataracts. And I've never been on anything medication-wise that would cause cataracts at such a young age. They still don't know why. I'm not diabetic. I'm supposedly the healthiest fat person my previous doctor knew, which was kind of crazy. He was like, really? I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have cholesterol. I don't have anything that would explain why I have cataracts at such a young age. Needless to say, in February, before the whole COVID thing hit, I had cataract surgery 1 month on one eye and 1 month on the other eye. So I have now fake eye lenses, which is kind of crazy because I can actually see and feel them move sometimes, and it drives me insane. But I kind of have to get over it because in order to see, I got to have them. So after that, I have thus not needed any more medical care, thankfully. 2020 kind of made everything dormant in the aspect I don't go anywhere. I rarely see anybody. I started working from home July of last year, and it's been rough. It's been hard. I'm sure it's been hard on a lot of people. I think more so on kids. As an adult, I have some control of being at home. I can leave, I can go to the store, I can go for a walk, I could do whatever, but kids, it's a little different situation. So I totally feel for those kids, and especially those seniors who had a really crappy graduation their senior year. I really feel for those guys. It really does kind of suck. They didn't get to go to their grad nights. They didn't have parties they wanted. It just all around sucked. COVID put a stop to everything. So yeah, now I'm still working from home. They keep extending the work from home order for my work, which I never told you guys what I do. Right now, a medical examiner. I process insurance claims that come into our insurance company for payment back to the providers. Prior to that, the 19 years that I did work at the prior company, I worked there, started out as a phlebotomist, which is a person who draws blood, and then worked my way up to billing manager, office manager, and then at some point or another, my boss referred to me as his associate. I don't know, I had so many titles over 19 years. I could draw blood, process it and test it. I could log it all in. The only thing I couldn't really do is report it. That was left up to the lab techs. I can provide the results, but I couldn't, release the results from the machines. So I got really good at learning how to understand how different lab results affect your body. So I kind of know a little bit about labs and if the highs and the lows and what they can affect and so on and so forth, because I swear I was just a sponge during that time I was there. So now I went from billing claims out to now being the processor. So I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum, and it's kind of cool because I'm learning a whole lot more than I thought I'd ever learn, and I've only been there a year and a half, actually almost 2 years again, and it's been a really, really rewarding job. I'm actually going to be graduating in June, end of May, with my bachelor's degree in business administration. So I already have my AA, and now I'm going to finish up my bachelor's. I might take a month or two off to just relax. I'm tired of school already. 4 years of it, I was kind of over it. And I kind of wished I had done it earlier in life, which I did. I did a lot of schooling in my 20s, but I just never finished it because work became more of a priority. And it kind of made it really hard because I couldn't balance work, school, and my health at the same time because I was going to the gym so often and even having somewhat of a social life. I did do a little bit of traveling in my 20s. I went to New York and got to see some really cool things over there not too long after 9/11. So I got to see Ground Zero. It was a very rewarding moment for me to be able to stand where a lot of those heroes stood and to be able to pay my respects to those who lost their lives in that situation because it was a shocker. But it was very cool. Got to see Hershey, Pennsylvania, which totally smells like chocolate when you get into that town. It's kind of crazy. Went to the Washington, the National Cathedral. Beautiful church. Such architecture. I love, architecture. I don't know why. Just, how things are built and the history of it all. It's just, amazing to me. And I actually got my passport in 2019 and hopes of using it sooner than later. Well, COVID hit, so obviously I couldn't go anywhere. So I postponed any trips that I could take until hopefully this year, since I've already got the first shot for the vaccine, and 28 days later I will get my second shot. So yeah, I think this year will be the year. I have so much more else to share with you guys, not so much my health and my life experiences so much, but in the aspect of knowledge, what I know and what I can share and what can make your lives any easier, because I feel that anybody's trials and troubles that's shared should be utilized for future endeavors that may or may not come up, and how to deal with them, and to be able to share that knowledge with anybody else, because not anybody can sit down and just have a conversation about people's lives with just anybody. It's it's time consuming, and it's also very hard right now. So I wanted to share with you guys some of the stuff that I know that you will know eventually. But for today, we're going to go ahead and cut it short, 10 minutes, 11 minutes videos. I'm going to start out with, I'm working on how to do this better. It's going to take me some time, but work with me, with guys, and hopefully I'll do some lives if I get some followers. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye.